Welcome to our video about the events that took place on May 13th in the history. On this day, remarkable incidents occurred that shaped our society today. Let's explore 6 most significant events that marked this day. 1431, Joan of Arc was burned at the stake in Rouen, France. One of the most iconic characters of French history, Joan of Arc was executed by fire on this day after being convicted by an English-dominated tribunal. Joan was only 19 years old when she was burned at the stake. Her bravery, faith, and leadership have made her a national heroine in France. 1854, the territories of Nebraska and Kansas were established. The Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854 created the territories of Nebraska and Kansas, which opened new land and further ignited the debate over the issue of slavery. The act was strongly opposed by many Northern abolitionists and heightened sectional tensions between the North and the South. In 1911, the Indianapolis 500 was first held. The inaugural race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway took place on this day, with Heroine emerging as the winner in his Marmon Wasp. Today, the Indy 500 is considered one of the biggest and most prestigious racing events in the world. 1958, unidentified flying object UFO reported in Everett, Washington. On this day, a circular object with flashing lights was reported flying over Everett, Washington. The event triggered numerous other sightings across the state and has since been labeled as one of the most significant UFO events in American history. 1989, Tiananmen Square massacre in Beijing, China. On this day in 1989, Chinese troops and tanks opened fire on pro-democracy protesters in Beijing's Tiananmen Square, resulting in the deaths of hundreds, if not thousands, of people. The event marked a turning point in Chinese history and ignited international outrage. 2012, former Liberian President Charles Taylor was sentenced to 50 years in prison. Charles Taylor, a former leader of Liberia, was sentenced to 50 years in prison on this day after being convicted of war crimes and crimes. It was the first time since the Nuremberg trials that a former head of state was convicted by an international court. That's it for our summary of the significant events that took place on May 30th throughout history. Join us for more historical events in the future.